Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Stone, and this is your spelling sort for the week. This is spelling sort number 23, and you're going to need your sort page, your envelope that has your words in it, and you are going to need an orange, green, red, and purple colored pencil. So whenever you have that ready, you can come back and we will get started. Okay, now that you are back, let's look at the chart that we have for this week. This week we are going to have, I think the sort is going to be fairly easy for you. It's just the spelling again, but I think the sort is going to be easy to do. We have the CK, the hard K sound, all right, at the end of the word, like as in the word shock. Okay, and then we also have the K, same spelling, but this time it's not going to be at the very end of the word, and it probably won't even be at the beginning of the word. It looks like it's going to be in the middle, as in the word chicken. All right. The red column is the K sound, but it is going to be spelled specifically with an IC, and the IC is going to be at the end of the word, as in magic. All right. And then last we have the word, the example they gave us is the word relax. All right. Now, this one to me has either a, if you say the word relax, there is a K sound, but then it has an S sound after it, relax. All right. And the X is going to be specifically at the end of the word. And then we still have that oddball column, which, is going to be words that are spelled with some sort of a combination of this, but they're not going to be able to fit into these columns. And so you're going to have an oddball column. All right, let's concentrate on the first column, the orange column first. And I want you to go through your words, and I want you to find the word quick. All right, CK, the K sound, spelled CK, but it is specifically at the end of the word. Make sure you're not grabbing the words that have the CK in the middle or at the beginning or wherever they are. These specifically need to be at the end of the word. So find the word quick. I want you to take your orange colored pencil and I want you to highlight the CK at the end of the word that makes the K sound. All right, now that you're done with that, I want you to go through your words and I want you to find all of those words that have CK at the end of the word that make the K sound. And whenever you're finished, you can come back to the video. All right, now that you are back, you should have found the words hammock, attack, unlock, racetrack, and struck. All right, those are fairly easy words to spell. Hammock is probably the most difficult on this, but remember they don't have to be in this order, they just have to be in this column. I want you to go back and I want you to highlight all the CKs at the end of the word that say the K sound in all of those words. All right. Now that you're done with that, I want you, let's look at the green column. I want you to go and I want you to find the word pocket. All right. Pocket has the K sound, but you'll notice it's not at the end of the word like it's in the first column. This is going to be in the middle of the word. When you find the word pocket, put it on your chart, and I want you to highlight the CK in the middle of the word with your green colored pencil. It makes the K sound, but it's in the middle of the word. Once you're done with that, I want you to stop the video and I want you to look through all your remaining words and I want you to find the words that have the K sound, spelled CK, but in the middle of the word. All right, now that you are back, you should have found the words nickel, pickle, buckle, ticket, jacket, and rocket. All right, they all have the CK sound. All right, the K sound spelled CK, but it's in the middle of the word. So we know it doesn't go, same sound as in the first column, but it's not at the end of the word, it's in the middle. So we have all of those words. All right. Make sure that you're looking at the word nickel. It has the EL instead of like pickle and buckle, or it has the LE. So make sure you keep that straight in your head. So once you have all of those words, I want you to go back and I want you to take your green colored pencil and I want you to highlight all the CKs in the middle of the word that make the k sound. All right. Now, we are on the red column. The red column has the k sound at the end of the word, but is specifically spelled with an I and a C. So I want you to find the word traffic. All right. There's like the word magic. The word traffic has the hard C sound. All right. At the end of the word, but is spelled with an I and a C. So once you find the word traffic, put it on your chart, and then I want you to highlight the IC, which makes the k sound, in red. After you get done with that, I want you to look through your remaining words, and I want you to find all of the words that have the k sound at the end of the word, but it's spelled IC. All right, now that you're back, you should have found the words topic, picnic, metric, electric, plastic, specific, fabric. All right. Probably the hardest one on that list is probably specific and probably picnic. But I want you to notice all of the hard C sound is spelled with an IC at the end of the word. So go ahead and take your red colored pencil and highlight all of the ICs that make the k sound at the end of that word. All right. Your amount of words should be a lot less now. So we're going to go ahead and move on to your purple. All right. This one we're looking at it's kind of like the hard C followed by an S sound, as in relax, but it's spelled with an X at the end of the word. All right. So I want you to go and I want you to find the word index. Okay, like index cards, or like when you have an index to a book. If you look at that, the X is at the end of the word and it makes that kind of that CS sound, index. All right. You have the hard C first and it's followed by an S. All right. So I want you to find that word, put it on your chart, and then I want you to highlight the X with your purple colored pencil. You should have very few words left, okay? And so I want you to find the words that you believe fit into this column. All right, and then when you're done, you can come back to the video. All right, you should have found the words complex, perplex, and shoebox. All right, perplex means like confusion, kind of a thing. So if you look at all of the words, it has that hard C sound followed by an S at the end of the words, and they're all spelled with an X. All right. And so I want you to take your purple colored pencil and I want you to highlight all of those X's in purple. All right. So what do we have left over? We have the one word, stomach. All right. It has the hard C at the end of the word, but it doesn't go in any of those columns because we're not looking for the hard C being made by the CH at the end. It still has the sound, but it's not fitting into any of our columns because it doesn't match up with the letters. So if you look at the word stomach, it has the hard C, but that hard C is spelled with a CH. So that's why it goes into the oddball column. All right. So I want you to really practice these words. They don't look very hard to me. I think that the sorting will be extremely easy, but you just have to practice on a couple of those really hard words. So we will have your spelling test on Tuesday. You need to study Thursday and then Monday, and then don't forget to turn in your sort in your doc folder on Tuesday. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on Friday.